So welcome to Conversations with Esther. Today, the 8th of May, 2024. We are excited to have Lennox in the room. Karibu sana, Lennox. We will kick off with a word of prayer, and the others will join as we go on. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this session. We ask for wisdom. We ask for your guidance. We pray that as we learn, we will be able to implement that which we learn. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Karibuni sana. Just allow me to share my screen for the intro bit. Then we can go to what we have in store for today. I think you can see my screen here. So allow me to introduce Conversations with Esther, and especially for those that have not been with us before. Conversations with Esther is an impact-driven professional platform that informs, educates, rebuilds mindsets. We ignite ethical and authentic leadership, best practice within industries while promoting healthy workplace relationships. Now, Conversations with Esther equips the employee with relevant workplace skills while supporting employers to develop, motivate, and retain talent. Guided by our three values, integrity, excellence, and impact, Conversations with Esther envisions a world transformed by candid conversations, respectable relationships, and intentional leadership. Now, 2024, our theme is, as Conversations with Esther, is prioritizing holistic wellness. So we are covering your physical, mental, intellectual, environmental, social, spiritual, and financial wellness. This is our will. Our 7 pillars, we've already covered the physical wellness, mental wellness in February to March, financial wellness in March to April. And today we are closing on the social wellness pillar because we believe in the power of teams. And I know Lennox will tell us how his team, he pulled together a team, the social networks, and how he was able to pitch and get to where he is. So we'll be moving into the spiritual pillar. It has been proven that organizations that prioritize holistic wellness stand to benefit greatly, recording improved employee productivity, reduced healthcare costs, reduced absenteeism, reduced presenteeism, improved employee overall health, reduced stress and burnout, improved financial wellness, increased job satisfaction resulting to talent attraction and retention, decrease in employee turnover, and happier employees. So we encourage that every organization represented here and every individual prioritizes self-care and wellness. Prioritize your own physical, mental, financial, social, spiritual, environmental, and intellectual wellness. So these are our social media handles. We encourage you to go to our YouTube and subscribe and watch previous conversations that speak to workplace leadership, mental wellness, relationships, and different aspects of your life. At Conversations with Esther Katiba, that's a YouTube. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Esther Katiba, Instagram, Conversations with Esther, and you can drop me an email at info@conversationswithesther.org. Now, today is an amazing day, and we have Lennox in the room. How to pitch and win at a global level. Now, meet Lennox Omondi, a global award-winning entrepreneur, the founder and CEO of EcoBana Limited, whose mission is to end period poverty across Africa by manufacturing biodegradable sanitary towels using banana fibres. Now, he is a 2022 Hult Prize Global Award winner who scooped Lennox a whopping $1 million, not shillings, dollars, towards the EcoBana project. You can do your maths. I think I would want to know what was a dollar rate, Lennox, at that point. Lennox will be sharing his entrepreneurship journey, how to identify a viable business idea and develop a business strategy, as well as the secrets to an award-winning pitch. Now, before we stop sharing, but before we go to Lennox, we have Marlene. Marlene was to share her pitch last week. So we are giving you, Marlene, 3 minutes to pitch. And I think that will lay a foundation for Lennox to come on board. Marlene, max 3 minutes, then we can have Lennox. Is Marlene in the room? Yeah, I see her in the room. Marlene, we can't hear you. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Can put up your presentation. Marlene, are you there? Or we can move to Lennox straight on, because we can't hear you, Marlene. Okay, I think I'll move into Lennox. Take the stage. We can get Marlene much later, maybe.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Esther. Right. Thank you so much. My name is Lennox Omondi. I'm the co-founder and the chief executive officer at EcoBana Limited. And so today, I hope to share with you guys what I learned through the journey of building a social enterprise.
Sorry,
and also
Lennox,
some of the...
maybe increase your volume a little bit. Or something, yeah.
Okay. What about now?
It's much better. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
All right. So my name is Lennox Omondi. I'm the CEO of EcoBana Limited. We are a social enterprise that manufactures biodegradable sanitary towels using banana fibers. And so today I just want to share a little bit of a few tips that my team and I learned through the journey of building the enterprise, where we are currently, and what we are doing, and some of the lessons that I also learned that will be valuable for somebody who's building an enterprise or having an idea, or somebody who wants to start an idea and go up to the global level. So at the CEO of EcoBana, I think winning the prestigious $1 million prize in 2022 through the Hult Foundation was a very significant milestone in our entrepreneurial journey. And our success on a global stage can be attributed to several key factors, from the identification of a viable business idea to execution to how we got to hear about Hult, how we pitched the business idea and the theme, call to action, things that we considered. And I hope to share all that with you guys. And so a little bit of a background where EcoBana started. So in 2020, when COVID had hit, and I had just joined the university at that time, and so we are forced to go back home. Then one particular day, there in October, September, when the Class 8 results were being released by the late Professor Magoham, and a huge number of young adolescents from rural communities and underserved communities missed to finish the examinations. And so when I heard that, chances are I didn't know that the reasons why they missed 2 exams, 1 exam, and they failed to finish was because of lack of access to methodology. But then when I digged deeper into the story to understand why were they missing the examinations, is it about school fees? Or is it about climatic conditions? What was it about? Then I came to understand that they didn't have sanitary towels. But then you realize at that moment, things to do with sanitary towels, sanitation, wash, menstrual hygiene of the menstrual cycle, we just learned them way back in Saturday 6. So this was something new to me, something fresh to me. And I wanted to understand what is this? What is menstrual hygiene? What is MHM? Anything to do with the wash around menstruation. And so I set on a journey, and I wanted to understand what is the problem here. if they're not missing school because of fees or any other climatic condition or any health defect or any disease, why are they missing school because of menstrual products? So I needed to understand that situation where they are in, what is it called? And after defining that problem of period poverty, being in access of menstrual products to girls and women in underserved communities mostly, I stumbled upon a research that was done by the United Nations in 2019 that showed that 65% of the Kenyan girls and women don't have access to menstrual products. And so that formed a basis on my innovation moving forward. And from that point, I had understood that the problem that we are dealing with at this point is called period poverty. I needed now to know what are the next steps and how am I going to solve it? Because at this point also, I started going to a lot of these entrepreneurial activities, business seminars while still in the university. I would attend some of them just to understand how the innovation landscape works, how businesses work, how social entrepreneurs solve a couple of societal problems with amazing innovative solutions. And so the first thing that I wrote down when I was writing the first paper was the rising hope. I believe that if I was able, together with the team, give hope to a new community to rise them up from the problem of period poverty, then the whole project would be called the Rising Hope Project. So that was the first name that I gave to EcoBana Limited. Then I formed a team of visionary friends whom I learned to trust over time when I was still in the university. And together we embarked on this journey of identifying a good solution for period poverty. And so we looked at a couple of NGOs that are existing, over a dozen of them, I think over even 50 of them exist only in Kenya. And you realize that all of them are doing the same thing repeatedly. And Albert Einstein said that you cannot solve a problem with the same solution over and over and over and over again, and if it's not working. And so all the NGOs have the concept, donating pods, planting trees, and maybe ending it there. Some who go to the extent may provide menstrual hygiene education, but to what extent were they doing that to solve the problem at hand? And so I looked at all the spectrum and listed down a plethora of solutions that we could have provided to all these communities if we wanted to solve this problem from its root causes. And we looked at, if we can't also donate parts and be like other NGOs, what can we do differently? How about if we come up with a new product? Because the existing conventional sanitary towels in the Kenyan market today are 91% plastic. That's an equivalent of 4 plastic bags in just one sanitary pad. And so I wanted to come up with a new sanitary towel that was able to be embraced, all natural, free from fragrance, free from any itching, irritation, free from plastic, purely organic that can biodegrade. And I looked at, particularly, if you look at the results of 2020 for primary school, you'll realize that Kisii County was mostly, a lot of girls did not finish the examinations. But this is a particular county that is one of the leading counties in production of bananas in the whole country. And there again, with a little bit of more research, we realize that fibres can be turned to a biodegradable finer material that is having a high absorbent rate. And with that in mind, we are now thinking of, can we use banana fibers or any other fiber to make sanitary towels? And if yes, what are some of these quality check standards that we needed to consider before going forward? And so once we identified the banana fibers and started working on it, improving on it, we made a first prototype. And the first prototype, I think most of you have seen, if you've checked the Hult price social media handles, you would have seen us holding a certain type of a brown sanitary towel. That was the first MVP that we had made as a team, and we were very proud of it at that moment. I don't think we have the same feeling of proudness like we did that time when we made that the first sanitary towel. And so right now, we have improved that. But that moment, we were like, okay, now we've made it. This is the best sanitary towel that somebody can ever imagine of when it comes to biodegradability. And so we took that sanitary towel that we first made for a little bit of to get alpha and beta. We did an alpha and beta testing to get feedback from our fellow university students. And also we took it to KIRDI, the Kenya Research and Development Institute. It's an institution where innovators from around the country are free to work in, test their products, work on the innovation with them. I think it's free until if you want some training, that is when you pay something. And so we took it there, did a little bit of testing with the help of the people who are working there. And we were told now you can go maybe and get some feedbacks from people who are going to use it. And so when you did get some feedbacks, and I think that is why I learned that girls are brutally honest, and even women are brutally honest. They just tell you that I'm not going to use that sanitary towel, A, because of its color, B, because of the way it looked like, the way you're holding it, and there was just a lot of negative feedbacks, which was at that moment negative. But if we reflect right now and look at those feedbacks that we got, we realize that they helped us to clearly understand the product that we want to bring to the market and the people who are concerned and who are going to use it also. And so once we got those feedbacks, we refined it a little bit, went to the first, because now we were looking for funding. We reached a point where we refine the product to a more finer way of how people want it. If you don't have machines, if we don't have some equipment, and so we were looking for funding. And so the first door that we knocked was Enactus. Enactus is a global organization that gives university students a platform to pitch their business ideas, and in turn they can get investors at a global stage. And so the main goal is usually to get to the Enactus World Cup. If you go to the Enactus World Cup, you get a chance to meet all these investors around the world that are interested in putting money where they see the value. But we didn't make it to the Enactus World Cup. We didn't even make it to the Enactus Kenya National Exposition. So we got eliminated virtually. And that was our first stumble, but then we did not go forward. And so early in 2022, my COO, Kylie Mudhoni, got an email from the Hult Prize, which was more of a dare, calling university students around the world who have innovative ideas that can be turned into businesses. And that business should be able to demonstrate that they're able to employ 2,000 people by 2024. And so to us, we just saw this again as another opportunity for us to check, and maybe we can win the $1 million later that year in September. So we started the competitions, went in the competitions, and when we won the regional summit in June, yes. And the regional summit that we were in was in South Africa, and we competed against 63 teams and became position 1. So when the regionals ended, we came back again, and Kenya Climate Innovation Center, in partnership with the Switzerland Embassy in Nairobi and an organization in France called SIGPA, were having this challenge called the Clean Tech Innovation Challenge, where they were inviting clean tech ideas around Kenya, and you stand a chance of winning $1 million Kenyan shillings. And so that was the first company or organization to believe in our idea, because when we went to compete and present our challenge, we emerged as winners. And this time we are emerging as winners, we are still competing also in the Hult Prize. And so those the Kenya Climate Innovation Center and the Switzerland Embassy in Nairobi were the first organizations to actually put in money in our company. And so we continually moved on, because now we had some funds. We were able to buy some locally fabricated machines. We were able to get a space where we can now refine our idea, refine the product, make it look nicer, make it better, respond now to feedbacks that we had gotten earlier during the competition. And so we did that, and went to the global accelerators. We announced position 2 among the top 6 teams that proceeded to the global finals in New York. And September arrived, we went to New York, pitched amongst the other top 6 teams that were there. We were only given 4 minutes to pitch your idea as to why your company or as to why EcoBana Limited stands a chance to win $1 million US to bring the world back to work. And so after everybody had pitched, after all the judges had deliberated, they came back and we announced the winners of the 2022 Hult Prize. And yeah, so I've tried to summarize it because that's how we, that was our journey and how we got the $1 million US. But in between that short summary of what happened, there was roles that were played. And some of the key roles that I would mention was the roles of my visionary friends that came in. And so I think, and I believe that visionary friends play a very, they play a very pivotal role in turning ideas into reality. And I believe that they're like the fairy godparents of entrepreneurship, sprinkling wisdom, encouragement, and also the healthy dose of humor along the way. So imagine this. You're huddled over your laptop and you're drowning the sea of doubts about your business idea. Then enters your visionary friends, armed with contagious enthusiasm and a knack of seeing the bigger picture. Most of the times, they will regale you with tales of their own entrepreneurial escapades. They'll remind you that every great journey starts with a single step and a few missteps along the way. And so to me, it was not just about the little pep talks that we were having together or the cheerleading, but the team that got to form at EcoBana Limited played a very pivotal role, and they are the ultimate brainstorming buddies. We could turn casual coffee catch-up into a full-blown strategy session. We could also have creativity insights, just outside the box thinking. They'll help not only me, but also the other team members see possibilities where we would see maybe roadblocks, or where we would turn our wildest dreams into actionable plans. And so perhaps the most inspiring thing about having friends that have your back is their unwavering belief in your vision and also in you as a person. Because to me, what I did was just to share with them that this is the idea I have, this is the vision that I have in my mind, this is what I'm seeing in my mind. I can't explain it to you exactly to see the same thing I'm seeing, but I need you to trust that if we really do this correctly, we are able to achieve A, B, C, D. And so they trusted the vision that I shared. They trusted to be part of, to spare their time, and also to be part of the journey of making sanitary towels using banana fibers. And I remember when I told my CFO first that we are going to solve a problem called period poverty, and we're going to make a new pad using banana fibers. The only thing I remember from that conversation was the bombastic side eye that he gave me. He was like, banana fibers and sanitary towels, really? No, it can't happen. I think that also was a response we got from so many people. We could pitch, tell people, we're going to use banana fibers to make sanitary towels. And the first thing they say, how are you turning the banana fibers into sanitary towels? And so we wanted to look for a more better way of telling that part of using banana fibers to make sanitary towel. And the first thing that we did is to make sure that we got to where we want to be so that people can see the vision, people can imagine how the product should look like. We wanted to formulate the idea so well that somebody could understand. And some of the things or some of the strategies we followed, which I think can help an entrepreneur, somebody who's already there or somebody who's refining their idea, somebody who wants to start, some of the simple and strategies that we followed. One of them was to identify the problem. And so I believe that if you look for problems or challenges in your community or or in an industry where you want to pursue your career or to be a social changer, you can identify those challenges, and those challenges can be opportunities for innovative solutions. And something else is brainstorming those solutions. So you might need to gather a group of diverse people to brainstorm potential solutions for the problems that you identify. We had a list of a couple of problems identified. We had a list of solutions, but we had to now to narrow down. After doing our research, we had to narrow down with the data that this one can't work with this can't work with this. And you look at that chart and you realize that now the problem that has so much pain in it, it has so much pain and so much value, was period poverty. So that is what we did while formulating that idea. But it doesn't end there. There's this concept of design thinking concept. If you look at the processes of design thinking, from the ideation to getting the solution, to testing, to coming back again, if you didn't identify, or if you didn't get the problem well, you come back to the first step, and until you test, and now you have a good solution for the community. To us, design thinking concept formed a basic framework on how we are using it as a guidance to know, now we got the problem right, the solution is right, we tested it right, we made our first prototype right, we tested the prototype, these are the feedbacks. We are going back to solution, or we are going back to identify, to define the problem again. It's the back and forth within the design thinking framework help us a lot to improve and gather feedbacks. And we iterated basing on those, the user inputs. And I think it can also help you to develop prototypes or the minimum viable product. And it can also help you to test your ideas in the real world scenarios. And if you need, sometimes you might need to plan for implementation. Some people might call it the pilot program, where you develop a strategic plan for implementing your ideas. This can also include timelines. You might need resources, and also you might need to set key milestones for you and your team. You might decide to go to a certain community to identify the problem first and test your solution there, get feedback from those people living in that community where you want your solution to solve a particular problem in. And I think it is also helping, because by the time you finish with the pilot program, you can now effectively formulate and develop innovative ideas that can have a potential of making a meaningful, positive impact. But as we were doing all this, we had some challenges. We made some mistakes. We stumbled upon different challenges that each entrepreneur goes throughout the entrepreneurial journey. And we had some lessons that we had learned from these challenges. And I have some of them that I wrote down that I would like to share with you. Maybe you might learn something from the mistake that we did. I think one of the very basic mistakes that we did was to underestimate the market demand, because in the early stages, we had underestimated the demand of eco-friendly menstrual products. We thought that people will fear away from buying these products because, one, they're usually highly priced, and also they're not usually talked about that much. And so we didn't anticipate the overwhelming response from consumers, which was also leading to supply shortages, and we missed some opportunities, because now we just tested the product, we won this prize, and now everybody wants that product, but we don't have it at that moment. We don't have a good, refined, improved, approved product at that moment. And the lesson we learned at that juncture and at that point where we were was to always conduct a thorough market research to accurately gauge demand and also plan for scalability. Because if we had done that earlier, we would have been prepared that the moment the word gets out that there's an eco-friendly menstrual product that is made from these organic materials, people would want to try it, people would want to see it, people would want to feel it, connect with it, and be part of it. We would have not missed on some opportunities, we would have not been short on supply, we would have not been short on any other opportunities that would come, maybe even for scalability. Yeah, so that was the first challenge or mistake that we did as a company. Another thing was to overlook the regulatory compliance. and we overlooked certain compliance and certain requirements because related to the product labeling and maybe certification, which resulted in delays in compliance issues. You all know that KEBS is the certifying body in Kenya, and the moment you delay to get to those compliance, you delay to get those certification, labeling of products, anything related to product that needs to be verified, you might result in delays in getting a product out to the market, delays in people getting a product, connecting with it, learning more about it, having it, trying it out, and everything. And so the lesson we learned with that a mistake was to always prioritize regulatory compliance from the outset, to seek expert guidance and also to navigate complex legal requirements. Something else was to scale too quickly. This happened right after we had some funds, and we now were thinking that now we have all this money. We are now able to scale too quickly, be in each and every county, go all over the world to get a solution. And at one point, we attempted to scale our operations too quickly without adequate infrastructure and also the resources in place. And it led to an operational inefficiencies. We started the operations, we had to stop, we lost some quality control issues again. And in between this, I think this happened in sometime in February, March of 2023. At that point, we now made a decision to collaborate with the Chinese manufacturer and come up with a fully automated sanitary towels machine and use banana fibers to make a biodegradable sanitary towels. And one of the lessons we learned from that is to usually and always focus on simple, sustainable growth to ensure infrastructure, processes, and also resources can support expansion. At some point, we will expand, and we have already right now we planned again the expansion, which I know is going to be very successful because we've looked at each and everything that we needed to do for us to expand. And something is neglecting brand building. We thought that now EcoBana is known all over, and we can now just be all over because we were neglecting the brand building. We needed still to build on the brand to make it look in a way that is appealing, people resonating with it. And in the pursuit of product development and even our operations, we had initially neglected the brand building and marketing efforts. And that eliminated our visibility and hindered customer acquisition because now nobody was hearing nothing about us. If you would ask, hey, where are these guys? We are building, yes. We are building infrastructure, yes. Everything is moving on. We are doing what people expect us to do, what we want to do as a company, but then we are neglecting to build our brand as a company. And so it limited our visibility and it hindered our customer acquisitions. And one of the lessons I think we learned from that is to invest in brand building and marketing strategies early enough in the startup stage to ensure that there's enough and a positive awareness creation. There's trust that has been built with the customer or with a certain communities of people who want to be part of our entrepreneurial journey. And also to building that trust is going also to attract customers. And when we are neglecting that, we are no longer acquiring any customer. And so that is, I think the last mistake that I would mention would be over-reliance on funding. Because now we thought initially, now we have this funding, let's take it slow. We have everything that we needed in this world to move on forward, to build an amazing company. And initially we relied heavily on external funding sources and assuming that that funding would guarantee our success. Sorry. Okay. So I was just saying that we had initially relied on external funding sources and we had assumed that that funding alone would guarantee our success. But however, we learned the hard way that sustainable growth requires a balanced approach that included the revenue generation and financial sustainability. And most of the time as entrepreneurs, you get funding, you want to pay yourselves, you want to you want to move to a new hood, you want to change this, you want to change that, but then you're realizing that money is just going out. There is no revenue coming, there is no financial sustainability, there is no financial discipline, and within a short notice, you realize that the money you had already ended. So we learned to diversify our revenue streams from just one product to a different array of products that we can use banana fibers to make. And also we focused on building a financially sustainable business model. I will show you one of the business model that we're still using currently is a business to business model. We're combining B2B with a social enterprise model that allows us to not only to make profits, generate revenue, but also to continuously maintain our positive impact in communities and around Kenya, Africa. Yeah. And so what really makes a winning pitch? I would say I'm not really an expert in making a winning pitch, but I'll talk about what we considered to make our pitch stand out from the competitions that we've been to, from the boardroom pitches that we've made, from some of the elevator pitches. But I think I've made 2 elevator pitches ever since I started the innovation journey. And I would just share some of the things that we considered, that I also considered and are really effective, and it has been proven over time. If you set them right, if you have them clearly, they can result to a winning pitch. And I would also encourage the entrepreneurs to watch other pitches from Nigeria, from the US, from Europe, mostly from Airbnb. They had the most simplest pitch, yet that was the pitch that made them get a funding of 10 billion US dollars that they got for Airbnb to kickstart. And so one thing is you need to have a clear problem statement, because when you clearly articulate the problem or the pain point that your business addresses, you will help the audience or the judges or the investors to understand the significance and the urgency of the problem you are solving. You need to show them why that problem needs to be solved that time. Why now? Why are you raising this problem now? They don't need to know. They don't, in quotes, they don't care why you're solving that problem at that moment. What they care about is to understand the significance and the urgency of why you're solving that problem at that particular moment. And so I just think we need to clearly understand the problem statement. And something number 2 would be to bring a compelling solution. So as an entrepreneur or any other social entrepreneur, you need to present a compelling solution that addresses and also identified problem. Like there should be a certain flow. If you are solving a problem, and you mentioned earlier in your pitch that the problem we are solving is this percentage of number of people are not getting food, you need to go down and say, now our solution is helping this percentage of people get food. Not now our people will be helping one person from the above percentage to get food. There should be a consistent flow. I will summarize the whole pitch. Usually tell a story. That is one of the things I've learned in pitching. Pitching is storytelling, but you tell your story with stages. You have a problem stage, you have a stage where you talk about the solution. Then after you talked about your solution, talk about the value proposition. You need to clearly communicate the value proposition of your business, of your solution, of your product, of your service. Explain why your solution is superior to other existing alternatives and how it will deliver some tangible benefits to customers. Just tell them my solution is better because this, and it's superior compared to other existing alternatives in the market because it can do this, it can do that, and it solves this problem this way. And once you do that, the next thing I think you need to focus on is now to show the judges, the investor, the market opportunity. Demonstrate that you have a clear understanding of the market opportunity that you want to address, and you know the potential size of your target market. The market is very huge. You might be able to service the all of it, but if you identify a stronger percentage of the called term tangible acquired market, the target acquirable market, that the part of the market that you can solve, have percentage, have data to show that you know the market size that you're going to, that your solution is going to maybe be sold in or to solve the problem in, the potential market for that, because that will also provide that will also provide the judges or the investor that not only do you have not only have you identified a good solution, you've understood the pain point. There is a strong value proposition for your solution or for your service, but you've also identified a market opportunity and you understand the potential size of the market that your solution is going to operate in. It's like an ecosystem. You have a product, you have the channels of distribution, and now you have an ecosystem from your product to the channel of distribution, and you know how to get money from people's pockets eventually, because you need to sell that product, you need to market that service. And to me, it refers to it as an ecosystem, and social entrepreneurship, it's in the middle. Something else is traction and validation. Initially, I'd mentioned if you were planning to do if you're planning to do a pilot program, it forms part of traction, because when you showcase traction and validation to prove that your business or your project is gaining momentum and also generating interest from people. Because when you go to a community to do a pilot program and you get their interest, they say, we have tried your solution, we have tried your product, your service, and when you launch, we will be willing to use it, to try it, to buy from you. Maybe you've given them a link to a waiting list, telling them to sign up to that waiting list so that when you launch, they'll be the first people to use your product, to use your solution. That had already generated interest. And you can use that, show it to investors and tell them, when you did a pilot program in ABCD areas or in this percentage of people, we got this number of people already wanting to sign up or that already signed up and are waiting for our product, waiting for our service. Because it can also highlight that people are interested in your solution, in your business, and it's gaining momentum. So validation and traction can also highlight key milestones that you have achieved. You can say the pilot program had 200 people, just any key milestone that you might need to highlight so that the investor can understand, somebody who's listening to you can know. You can also look for customer testimonials. You can also look for sales. You can also look for some revenue figures. If you sold a product during that pilot program, do you have people who tested it and are willing to give customer testimonials? And do you have those testimonials? Do you have them on video? Do you have a write-up testimonial? You can use all that as traction and also as part of the validation. I talked about a compelling story. It's usually the whole pitch is just storytelling. So you tell a compelling story that captivates the audience and that can also emotionally resonate with them. They can feel you, they can be with you at that moment when you tell that story. From the first point where you articulated the problem to the last part where you're talking about your team and talking about why you guys deserve to solve that problem and why that problem deserves its significance at that particular moment. So yeah, so something else is a clear business model. So different startups, social enterprises have these different business models, And I think one unifying model that most people use to identify how they can go to the market is Canva. You can try Canva business model to just know and get the right audience, the right target market, know who your stakeholders are. The same goes back to the design thinking techniques, can also help you to clearly understand which business models works best for your solution and for your service. Then the lastly is strong team. I think it's one of the things that the Hult Prize Foundation usually looks for. Apart from other different accelerator programs that I've been to, most of them look for the strong team. Why should we invest in you now? Why should we invest not in other people but choose you guys? Why should we give you the opportunity to be able to take this product, take this service to the market? So you need to highlight the strengths and the expertise of your team. You need to also showcase relevant experiences, skills, capabilities of the team members, and also just emphasize why they are well positioned, or why you guys are well positioned to execute the business vision. I remember when I was pitching this part, I said that, and it doesn't hurt. I said, and you might be wondering why we are the best team to revolutionize and reimagine the sanitary industry. Well, as a team, we know how to identify. As a team, we know how to build scalable enterprises, bringing quality to customers and investors. And it doesn't hurt to say that EcoBana Limited has mentors and advisors with over 10 years experience in sales, marketing, mental hygiene space, and finance. And that's why EcoBana is more just a business. It's a movement. I think I've forgotten, but that's how it was going. And that's how I pitched the team part. And I believe highlighting the strengths, the expertise of your team, and showcasing the relevant experiences, rather than saying, and our team is consisted of Lennox Omondi, who is CEO, so is that, so is. All that information is already on the slide. So you need to focus on the expertise. Why that team that is on the slide? Why them? What are the capabilities that they have? What are the skill sets that they have? What are the relevant experiences that they're bringing in to the project? And so maybe you might end with a call to action before you say the thank you slide. So you might end your pitch with a clear call to action. Why were you now pitching all of that? Why were you pitching the problem, solution, everything? What do you want? Do you need to invite investors or stakeholders to take the next step? And if they want to take the next step with you, what is that next step? If you need funding, how much? Why that much? Whether it's maybe scheduling a follow-up meeting with investors in the business or supporting your growth journey, clearly iterate the call to action. We need $250,000 US to build ABCD, to take our project to the next step by doing ABCD. Just to mention why were you pitching all to business idea? What do you need, and what do you want at that point? And so that is what I prepared today. Maybe lastly, I would like to share that throughout our entrepreneurial journey, we've learned that perseverance, resilience, and a deep commitment to your mission that you've set, to the milestones that you've set to achieve, are very essential, because success on a global stage, on a national stage, no matter how you define success, it requires not only a great idea, but also effective execution, strategic partnerships, and continuous innovation. And you can only have effective execution when you have a strong and a dedicated team that is driving the innovation to the next step. And so as we continue to grow and expand our impact, we have remained dedicated to creating a world where all women and girls have access to safe, affordable, and eco-friendly menstrual products. And so I'd like to show you guys, I'd like to share the pitch that we used. like to share the pitch that we used during the 2022 Hult Prize. And also, meanwhile, I would appreciate it if there are some questions so that I will respond to them immediately after this. Just a I think the screen is visible, right? Could somebody say give a thumbs up? Awesome, awesome. So this was this pitch deck that we used from the first. We had, I think, we made over 10, if not 10, around 15 different pitch decks, because different stages of pitching, different stages of business growth required different types of pitch decks that we were using. And so we used an array, a plethora of them, so many of them, but these are the last one that we used during our presentation in New York. So that was the first page. And so we had a video. We gave courtesy of Stephen Tilly because the documentary was done by them in Samburu. And so it was just showcasing how young girls and adolescents girls are getting pregnant, attending for sex for pads, and in some situations in families, as was explained in the video, you either get a chance of getting food or getting a mix of food. So it was a boxing war of either we get food for you today or we get for you sometimes. And most people would choose food. And so they were just a video that was showcasing that problem in context. Then this was the problem statement slide. We shown the number of girls who are missing sanitary towels, range of them who miss school, and the percentages in sanitary towels, which I had also mentioned that in one conventional sanitary towels is an equivalence to 4 plastic bags. Then with a solution slide. So apart from just providing solution for like a product solution, we were providing 3 other solutions. We had a social solution, an environmental solution, and also economic solutions. And economic solution is job creation. Mainly it's job creation. The training part it has impact, yes, but the main impact here was job creation. So these are production slides. So these are the solution slide. And then we wanted the investors to understand how are we producing this sanitary towel that we have here? How are we doing that? So these are the production slide that followed next. Sorry. We're being very mindful of our innovation. And so we only skipped the processes. We have around, I think, 12 processes for us to make the end product, but we just listed a little bit of few of them to protect the innovation at that point. This was our value proposition slide. It was combined with the pricing strategy. So our value proposition was 65% more sustainable and 45% cheaper than the existing conventional sanitary towels in the Kenyan market today. Yeah. These are the financial slides. We looked at how much profit are we able to make actually selling one sanitary towel, and yeah. So this is our business. This is a business model slide. So right now we're only doing B2B model, selling to different organizations. We've not done any single sale directly to a customer because we also have a mandate from we also have a mandate from the 5th President of Kenya, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to service certain schools in the country through the partnership that he announced nationwide during the Jamhuri Day in 2022, December. Then this was our go-to-market strategy. Immediately after the business model, because we were showing that the model we were able to get to our customers this way. But then we wanted to explain more, and this is our go-to-market strategy. So we had the phases. This was phase one is when we launched the product. Phase two was growth, and then phase three is expansion. I think right now we are in phase three and a little bit of phase two, doing schools and some hospitals. Yeah, and also expanding. So this is our pilot program. I talked about having a pilot program. So when we did ours, we reached around about 250 plus families. We established around 4 partnerships. We included those partnerships. These are partnership letter. We secured over 60,000 pre-orders from different families, different NGOs, CBOs, and community leaders and other organizations. And at that point, we sold 1,600 pads and made this profit. Yeah. Then our impact was subdivided into different types of SDGs that we are achieving as a company. Yeah. So these are our call to action, because we were competing under the theme of, are you able to bring the world back to work by employing 2,000 people by 2024? We just wanted to show clearly how we were able to do that. Trust you me, we haven't employed even 100 employees, but we will get to 2,000. Yeah, get to 2,000. So these are our scaling. It is very simple because we looked at scaling in a different way. I would like to read something that I was learning the other day from Vusi Tentakwayo's School of Scale. It says, Vusi was saying in the previous class that selling becomes easy when you stop finding customers for your products and start finding products for your customers. And so to me, that is how I can explain our local scaling. It's very simple, providing products for our customers in different counties. Kenya is divided into counties, and so we wanted to provide in different counties, and there's a local scaling plan on how we're going to get there. So future plan of products, we started working on some of them. Mats, there's one here, it's a table mat, is it coffee or something, bags, sustainable mats, bags, sustainable commune fabric, commune leather, no, not leather, sorry, commune fabric, yes, made from banana fibers. Then this is our team, my CEO, my COO, CFO, and my CMO. Then we had an advisory board, a little bit of changes here. We have some board members are no longer with us. Yeah, but that's that. Then yeah, so that was it. That was our slide that we used during the pitch of 2022. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Wow. Wow.
Excellent.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm still thinking about it. Let's mute if you're seeing quite a number of, yeah. That's amazing. I'm seeing a question. I think there's one there. Lennox, you could possibly have a look at it. From Carol Kathumbi, are you working with impact organizations that are covering free sanitary pads? Can you point us to some of the financials and how to start a conversation? I'm in the digital space. You could maybe handle that.
Yeah, I'm to locate that question. The last part of it from the digital space. So yeah, we are working with some impact organizations, and one of them is USAID through the Western Kenya Sanitation Project. It's a project that is geared towards 8 counties in Western Kenya. And being that our manufacturing facility and our headquarters is located right into one of the Western Kenyan counties, which is Kisii County, we're working closely with USAID to ensure we service the whole Western Kenyan market. Another organization is KPMG. I don't know KPMG in full, but yeah. So those are 2 impact organizations or foundations that we are working with to ensure that our impact is maximized and also we reach our objectives as a company. The last part, I didn't get it so well. Let's look at it. Okay, can you point us?
You can point, yeah. Can you point us to some of the financials? Yeah.
All right. Okay. I am in the digital space. All right. So I think one of the ways you can do, if you're in the digital space, maybe you can have virtual coffee with some of these investors. One of the things, particularly, I would mention the Watson Institute investors or the financiers from Watson Institute. What I did was to send them our proposal, our pitch proposal. Then I made it very short. I attached the proposal via email and said, I wrote a little bit of introduction saying our objectives, everything. And I said that we are willing to have a virtual coffee and we are on our way to make one of the greatest impacts in Africa. And I think that got the attention of, I don't know who was reading that email because I just got an email via website and wrote to them. Then we started that conversation. Just start a conversation. Send emails. You might need to send once, twice, 3 times, but keep on sending, keep on knocking that door until somebody responds. So yeah. Also, something else, if you're able to meet these people physically, you better do. It's better than virtually because somebody understands you well, sees your passion, sees your emotion, sees, you're able to explain to them in person why you are solving or why you're dedicated to the goal that you're dedicated in. I will mention some of them here. So what I can do is maybe provide maybe a list of investors or a list of accelerator programs where an entrepreneur can talk to them, can apply, can be part of them, and also be able to meet some of these investors. But also you need to also work on your Esther talked about it, your social network. People will know things that you don't know, but if you're not close, if you don't have a relationship with them, you won't know what they know. And so I think to me, what really stood out again is to build good network. I don't have to talk to everybody each and every day, but then every time I talk to somebody that I've never talked to for a long time, we talk about something that is very, something that is very tangible, something that is very, very good to spark that conversation going even for so many days, so many hours. But I think just also work on that networking, get your social circle so well. Get somebody who knows how to do something better than you. Get somebody who's good in writing proposals. Get somebody who knows how to market a product or sell it. Get somebody, just get somebody who knows how to do something better than you. Keep them close because if you're building something, chances are you're going to need somebody who is good in finances. And if you have that person already in your circle, what you can do is to talk to them real quick, ask for an idea from them. And because you already have a relationship with them, they can be able to willing to work with you pro bono, help you out. I think it's something really great if you build a social circle, a social network very well. So there was another question that I saw here. Thank you, Ahmad. Ahmad is my friend from Pakistan.
Yes, I see once there's Amos saying service industry is a bit hard. How can you navigate through such challenges?
Yeah, I think though I'm in the product industry, service industry is just, if I get it right, if it's a service industry where people are accessing your product or your service through a website, app, or you are doing it digitally, I think you just need to have a good way of marketing that service. A very, very good strategy on how you want to reach your customers. And also in the service market, it's very wide. Everybody needs a service. Even if it's not a product, everybody needs a service. And so you just have to identify people who need it the most. So those are there I was talking about how to innovate based on a need rather than to innovate based on want. Many people want so many things, but do they really need those things that they want? And the answer is no. And so if you innovate or you have a strategy of solving a need of those people with your service, it can be a way towards a brighter future or a brighter day. But I'm not saying that it's exactly what you need to do. But to me, I think, and I believe that's the first step towards getting somewhere within the service industry. If your service addresses a need within a certain niche, it has high chances of being accepted. Because I think all the service industries are working also against algorithms, and so if the algorithm doesn't accept your service, it doesn't go somewhere. So that's why I'm saying, if you can have a good way of marketing your service, or even selling it in a good way, it can be something. Yeah. All right. I'll share that list a little bit. Yes, Ahmad from Afghan. Thank you so much, Ahmad. I think just that. Yes. So Bonnie is saying, can you please point us to partners who help finance your idea? Yes. So just on the chat here, I will mention a list of some few investors that you can look for as an entrepreneur. It can also help you to get your ideas out. And some of them are annually. One is I start with the World Bank. Let me start with the World.
And as Lennox shares that, I've shared a WhatsApp network group. We'll put Lennox there so that you can keep chatting with him. I think it will be easier, maybe in Lennox, so that you can chat. Maybe you can still type them, but I know it might take you a bit longer. Maybe in the group, so that people can also catch them and also engage you one-on-one.
I'm seeing our managing director at EcoBana Foundation present. I have a question. Can we pitch Asim? Thank you for joining, Asim. Can we pitch only on basis of MVP? I don't think so, but it forms a great foundation for you for your product. Because if I'm sitting down and listening to your pitch, and I've understood the problem or the pain point you're trying to address, and I've also understood your solution well, chances are, if it's a product, I would want to see it, and just to understand that this is what he was talking about or she was talking about, and that's why he or she needs money or needs funding or needs guidance to take this MVP to the next level. And so I think usually if you have an MVP of your product or even your service by a company website, if it's a website or if it's an app, if any service doesn't have to be a technical one, just any service. I think having that minimum viable product forms a great basis on how you communicate, because it's now easy for people listening to you to see what you're talking about in your solution slide. They are now able to see that, okay, this is what you're going to sell, this is what you're going to market, this is what you're taking out. I mean, it's usually easy if you have an MVP that people can resonate with. Yeah. So, question: should I text them on the chat box, or should I wait and send them on the WhatsApp group?
You can still text, but I've seen most of them have actually joined the group already. I'm seeing them in the group, yes. But you can still text for those that may want to have that. Because in the interest of time, I know we are way past our time. For those that join the group, we'll still resend the entire list. in the group. As you type them and text them, I see a lot of comments. Good job, very inspiring. Yeah, you've done a good job, Lennox, and thanks for sharing. Very few people will share the secrets to success. Thank you for investing in them. And I hope they'll also come up with big ideas and come back on this platform and share as well with others. But we are live also on our YouTube, Conversations with Esther Katiba. So this can also be accessed there. You can keep watching this. We have shared our YouTube link up there. So maybe if you scroll. Ahmed has a raised hand, I think so.
All right. So before Ahmed talks, there are two organizations I've just typed, and I want to talk about them. One is the Hult program. So the Hult program is, I think I might leave Ahmed to talk about that because we are the global board members at the Hult program. And the other one is Fast Forward. So Fast Forward is a community of social and impact entrepreneurs around the world. The headquarters is in London. I mean, I'm serving in the African board, and we are usually targeting and looking out for budding young entrepreneurs around Africa that have innovative solutions that are addressing different challenges. And then it's like a period of a short period of around 2 months, taking through design thinking, innovation, and everything, just to understand and help you refine your idea. And then you are poised now to look for funding. And Fast Forward helps you to get funding. So I've also written it on the chat, and you'll see it once I send. Yeah, maybe Ahmed can go on.
Hi, Lennox. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Actually, I do not have questions, but obviously, just I wanted to share my comment, my feedback with all the participants that they are in this call. I would like to strongly encourage you all to recommend you that try to learn from Lennox. I strongly believe that Lennox is really a great leader. He knows a lot. He has a lot of experience about doing any kind of startups or regarding entrepreneurship. So obviously you will learn. So try to grab all the opportunities that you have now, tomorrow, in the future. And as also Lennox, he mentioned about the Hult program. Obviously, we both are the global board member for the Hult program. Also, it's really an amazing program. If any one of you are interested, so you can just search about the Hult. It's just a 1-year web-based program. Like, you will find different modules here. So just I came here in order to tell you that try to do not miss any session with Lennox. So you will learn a lot. You will get a lot of idea. I'm very happy and glad that I have been in contact with Lennox for somehow we can say like for almost a year. So still I'm trying to continue, and obviously we'll be in touch for forever. So I hope so. And thank you, everyone. I'm not going to take your time more than this. So all the best and good wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. Yes, oh, Lennox has typed that.
Yeah, I have forgotten some of them, but I think these are some of the. It's not definite that you apply and you'll get funding immediately. For example, YALI. YALI is a Young African Leadership Initiative. You will go through YALI training for a month. After that is when you are now viable for funding. And so once you finish the training for YALI, you will now start getting access to investors from USAID, from all over Africa, all over the world, and they'd be inviting their alumni with innovative solutions. And some of them, even like the Elevate Prize, go also through their program. After you've gone through the program, they'll help you to get funding, point you directly. They now tell you, write to ABCD, we've already introduced you to them, pitch your idea and you'll get funding. So most of them are not like you'll apply now, then you're waiting for money to drop into your bank account. No. You'll go through a program like the Western Institute Venture Accelerator program. It's a 50,000 USD program. I was part of it last year. I was among the winners of the program. And so, yeah, just go through the program, then you get funding. And as you go through the program, even if you don't get funding, definitely there's something that you are learning along the way through some of these programs. And some of them, I'll send them to the WhatsApp chat. I've forgotten some of them, but there's so many. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for sticking around.
Wow. Thank you, Lennox. Always an honor to speak to you and to have you. And you're a huge inspiration to both the young and the old. I want to say that because the young are looking to start businesses, the old have gone into business, but they may not be having the same knowledge that you have. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless you. Let's keep the chat going in the WhatsApp group. I know Lennox will keep chatting, and we are also discussing something with Lennox on mentoring people in business. I know Ahmad will also come on board. Something good is ongoing. Thank you. God bless you. Have a good night. Asanteni sana. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.